Hello, welcome back to Tarot Time with Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. I hope you guys are having a fabulous Saturday. I got a request from a viewer, which I was gladly to fulfill. Karen Carpenter. She was before my time, but I do have some recollections based on my childhood. Growing up, she grew up in Downey, California, in the very same neighborhood as what my mother did and her siblings. And the only thing I do recall is being told when I was a little kid, you see that house over there? That's where the Carpenters used to live. They did move out when the kids became famous and, money flowing in. They moved their parents out of the neighborhood, from what I recall. Anyway, so I was glad to fulfill this, and here we go. Let's get Karen Carpenter and the life of Karen Carpenter and her brother. It's very similar to what we have now. I can't remember the name of the musician. I should know that, but her and her brother. Maybe you can recall her name, but she's just banging it out, the music, the hits, and pretty much the same kind of thing. It's very genetic, just very talented. And unfortunately, I do recall when I was in I think it was my high school years, where she died from anorexia. And I'm sure it was the level of fame and the stress of fame and the pressure to look good and all of that. And so I do remember being very saddened by that, her struggles. So let's get some energy on Karen Carpenter and the beautiful talent that she possessed along with her brother. So we're going to do this with love. Karen Carpenter, please give me some energy on Karen Carpenter. Spirit guides and angels, Karen Carpenter. So the very first card I have here is the Seven of Pentacles in the upright position. So all sevens is about gaining experience. So I would say this is when she was, sort of starting out. She was taking stock and evaluating the direction, and she did change directions apparently, and she had to plan and cultivate this whole talent that she did. So she planned and cultivated it, and so this is basically what she did. She did plan and cultivate it in a very positive way. As you can see, she's sitting there and she is enjoying all the bounty on her table there, and that's ended up being what happened. This experience that she did ended up being very successful in this position. So I would say just a winning card here. Let's get another card here on Karen Carpenter. Here we go. We got two cards. I will read them. We have here the Ten of Pentacles in the upright position, along with the Hierophant in the reverse position. So for some strange reason, we have the Hierophant in the reverse position. Not sure about what that means, because like I said, she was before my time. Maybe you guys can fill some of this information in for me. But it's a little bit rebellion here. There was some rebellion here with her. And then we have here with the Ten of Pentacles in the upright position. So quite possibly maybe her parents, because it's sort of the Ten of Pentacles is a family card. It is also total wealth and security, but there is that rebellion. So maybe quite possibly part of her character was being a little bit rebellious, maybe not doing what was expected of her or what her family wanted for her. I don't know, because I don't know very much about her, but maybe you can fill that in for me. So there is some rebellion along with the becoming extremely wealthy here. With these cards here. I can clarify those easily, so we will do that. Here we go. Let's get some more on Karen Carpenter. Here we go. And we have here the Knight of Wands in the reverse position. So for some strange reason, there was some cruelty. Quite possibly, maybe that's what led her to what she ended up having, was an eating disorder. Was possibly from the cruelty and not able to confront the injustices that were facing her within the music industry. So she most likely took it out on herself and was cruel to herself, is how I really feel about this on an intuitive level, was that she could not confront the business end of the industry. You are basically what you put out. As we know, these industries can be very hard on entertainers. And she could not confront and she could not fight any good challenge. She could not be assertive, and she had to remain fearless. And so it is basically, we need you to complete the mission. Do the job, complete the mission. So this might be why she ended up, this might be why we have this here, is because she could not face the institution of the music industry. She could not face any injustices. She just basically had to bite the bullet and put out the information, put out her work and complete the mission without being able to confront any injustices that were facing her. So that's happening within the partnerships and within the becoming wealthy here. So there's looking like there was some problems here, obviously, and that is the institution here. The institution of the music industry was a problem, and it affected her because she felt like she could not confront it. She wasn't winning. So there was some feeling of loss here within the industry. Even though you become successful doesn't mean there's a lot of drama behind the scenes. It doesn't mean that there's a lot of some sadness and feeling like you're completely controlled. So I'm feeling like she felt like she was controlled once she got successful and she got into the institution of the music industry and that became very wealthy, but yet she could not be in control. She was not fully in control of her career, is how that is reading. So now let's get some, this is the most interesting to me here, the Knight of Wands, feeling like she could not confront injustice. What was those injustices? What were those injustices she was facing? What were those injustices? Some of the injustices she was facing was the Five of Swords and the upright position. So the five is there was definitely conflicts. Boom, conflicts. So, and it is a sword, so there's a lot of conflicts with words. There was a lot of conflict with all the communication. Things were happening very fast for her, and she needed to remain fearless also. But she was very fearful because it's in this reverse position. So she was actually kind of terrified of this fame that she ended up having. And so the communication wasn't probably what she wanted. She did probably shut down a little bit because they were controlling her career at this point once you reach a level of success. And it is with the Five of Swords in the reverse position. We're looking at someone who's trying to find peace within that situation, trying to recover within that situation, but she had a lot of negative self-talk. In this position. So that's where she probably ended up becoming sick, was that negative self-talk and not truly being in control with the communication that she had within the industry. So people spoke for her, managers, publicists, all those people that you ended up hiring to manage your career ended up controlling her career because she did not have control over it here. She had to do what she had to do, but she could not confront any injustices. So she felt some things were kind of cruel in a lot of sense. And then she was dealing with a lot of people who are full of hot air too. So that is why that is in that position. I wouldn't know, way before my time. So here we go. I'm going to talk about here now. I'm going to find about the Ten of Pentacles. Let's look into the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. So what we have with the Ten of Pentacles, with the solid family, with the security, the financial security, we ended up with the Three of Wands in the reverse position, which is the creation expansion in reverse. So there was some delays. She felt that there was some no foresight from some people. This is probably was affecting her creativity here because it is creation and expansion. So she felt that probably they were probably getting a hold of her creations as well and affecting her expansion. Maybe it was expanding too quickly for her and unable to, with the Three of Wands in the upright position, this is someone who's ready for the next challenge. She had hesitation. It may have been happening too quickly. It's also what I call the three blackbirds, which is electronic communication. So there was a lot of electronic communication in regards to her career, a lot of talk about her. Everyone's talking about you. Everyone's talking about you. So this could have triggered a lot of insecurity because everybody's talking about you at this point because you became worldly famous. So everyone's talking about you. And so that probably did not sit well for her, because now all of a sudden, all eyes are on you. And I think that bothered her. She liked doing what she did. She liked her craft, but having everybody talking about you made her feel insecure. Let's talk about more about this Three of Wands. Let's clarify the Three of Wands, clarify the Three of Wands, clarify the Three of Wands. And we have here the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position. I think she actually had some doubt whether or not it was truly worth it or not. Is this money truly worth this lack of privacy? Everybody's talking about me. You know, this whole, you know, it's just too much chit chat about me. Is it truly worth it? The Queen of Wands in reverse is someone who becomes insecure, addiction issues, and it's a very smothering energy. So she felt very smothered by the situation. The Queen also, with this Queen position, she loses her luster. She felt like she was dependent on the situation. And she just probably was wondering, doubting this situation, should she continue? Should I keep doing what I'm doing? Do I really want to stay focused on this? Because here, she's staying really focused on the situation here and on her career. But here, she was starting to have a lot of doubt, feeling dependent on all the people that were bossing her around, telling her how her career is going to go, and just all the people involved. A lot of people involved. So there's a lot of envy also in this position. There was a lot of probably people that were envious of her position, a lot of greed surrounding her because they're now dependent on her. They're trying to make money off her, and that didn't quite sit well. But it's also a Queen of Pentacles is a very successful material success card. This is someone who has a lot going on for them. And at times she wanted to just shut down and slow everything down, is what I'm getting here, that it was happening too fast. It was just simply happening too fast for her. It was too fast for her comfort and too much attention all at once. It made her feel very insecure. And that addiction issue could be that eating disorder, because it is considered an addiction. To control your food intake is sort of an addiction within itself. So that is why I think I'm seeing that. Let's get some more energy, some random energy. Let's see what we get here. We've got here the Knight of Swords with the Six of Swords upright. The Knight of Swords is the just do it with your voice, with your communication. I'm gonna charge forward and keep going. So she realized she needed to keep going. And then we have here with the Six of Swords is harmony. She was trying to find harmony with it. And with the Six of Swords, we're looking at defeat, taking risks, facing your difficulties, putting your difficulties behind you. So she really needed to do that. It's also the Six of Swords is my incubus succubus card. That is someone who is parasiting off of you and basically sucking you dry. So she felt like she was being sucked dry in this challenge, in this battle of using her voice for income as a career. There were a lot of incubus succubus parasites sucking the life out of her, and that's just part of the industry, in all honesty. You hear that from a lot of entertainers. There's a lot of people on your payroll there really is a lot of people on your payroll. So that became an issue. So that's interesting. Let's get some more cards on Karen Carpenter. Karen Carpenter's life. Here we go. I have here the page of, what is that? The Page of Swords upright with the Fool's journey, taking a risk. So she definitely was that new path. It was a brand new path for her at one point in time before fame. And with the Swords, it's once again communication. That would be her voice, her singing voice. And being young when it happened. She was young. She wasn't mature and probably fully mentally developed. Or maybe it was just too much too soon. And it was absolutely a new path for her. And it was a very successful path. It worked out beautifully for her and her family. And with the Page of Swords, this is someone who is basically in a defensive position, though. She felt that she needed to be alert. And she was very curious about the world. She did feel in this position with the Page of Swords there are a lot of spies. She had a lot of people keeping a close eye on her. So she felt controlled. There was a lot of control on her. And a lot of these people that were controlling her were probably kind of insensitive. She wanted her independence. And, you know, she needed to gather information also about the situation. She was learning as she went along this new path, this risk, this big risk that she took to become famous. And it did work out. But there's a lot of price that comes with this, you guys. As you can see, everyone's watching you. We got that card where everybody's watching you, you know. Everybody's got their eyes on you. And it just made her feel, it made her feel, and put her in a bad place, is what I'm going to say. It did affect her psychologically, having all eyes on you. She was not comfortable with it. So let's get some more. What do I have here? I have here the Magician in reverse. Yeah, at times she just wanted to stop. She wanted to stop doing it. It was successful, but it was costing her health. And at times she just wanted to shut down. She didn't want to do it anymore. She didn't want to keep manifesting anymore. Should I keep manifesting it or not? So I think she probably flipped and flopped and was not sure about what she should do. So I do have that here. So the Magician in the upright is, you know, you are totally manifesting everything to your desires. And in reverse, you know, this is someone who feels like they're lying to the world, who's being deceitful and, you know, not going well. This is feeling like you have untapped talent. You're not good enough, and poor planning. So she wasn't too sure of herself. At times she felt she wasn't even talented enough. At times she questioned her own talent, that she was untapped talent. She didn't deserve the position that they put her in. So she had a lot of insecurities. She really did have a lot of insecurities about her own abilities, in all honesty. So let's get some more. It's just kind of sad, you know. And then we have here the Ace of Cups. But everybody loved her. Everybody loved her. Everybody wanted her. There was hearts. Everybody loved her voice. The Ace of Cups is total positive emotions. It was a beginning, a spark, and she couldn't stop it. She couldn't stop this momentum that was overtaking her life, is how I feel about that. So she had to keep manifesting music, even though at times she really felt like she had untapped talent. What am I doing here? I don't think I deserve this position. Let's get some more. Here we go. I have here the World in the upright position. Completion, success, total success. She couldn't avoid the success that was hitting her. This is harmony, total fulfillment. In the reverse, this would be public failure. She did not fail. She totally succeeded. And so that success did weigh on her. And she didn't feel even deserving of it, to be quite frank. And so that is what that is all saying. Under the surface, she felt that it's the Hangman in reverse, that quite possibly her path was selfish. It's kind of a selfish path going down this road. So that's what that is saying there. And could not take a new perspective, couldn't go inward to think about anything, because once again, people are doing everything for you. A lot of people came in and took over her life, is how I feel about that. And then in the center of the situation, what do I have here? I have here the Two of Cups, and it's a partnership, duality, and all the partnerships that she was dealing with. She just felt like it was just a selfish path. Maybe they were being selfish with her in their demands on her, being very demanding of her time and what she did. And then I have here, ironically here, on the other, in the inside of the deck here, which is a center emotions and feelings that she was feeling, was very unhappiness. She had a lot of unhappy days, unfortunately. And on the other side of the inside of the deck, I have here, two sides here, and I do like reading them because I'm finding that they're they seem to be really accurate if I go in a little deeper here. I have the Empress in reverse. She wasn't able to become a mother. There was some kind of lack of nurturing here. She felt there was a lack of nurturing, a lack of creativity, and the Empress is somebody who is birthing something new and feeling abundant. She didn't always feel so abundant. Even in her position with all her success, she did not feel abundant and feel like she had the life's bounty going for her. which is really kind of, it's sad. It's sad, but this is what's here. I'm just reading the cards, you guys. So, and then we do have here, I'm going to go a little deeper in the center of her thought process here, as we have the Nine of Swords in the reverse position. So she wasn't able to heal. She wasn't able to heal this lack of fulfillment that she was feeling. She wasn't feeling fulfilled. She felt that, you know, people probably should have told her no. She wasn't quite, didn't have the talent enough. She was untapped talent. She didn't feel she deserved the position. So she really did question herself. I'm really surprised by this, but she questioned herself, and it tormented her. This is a tormenting position. It did torment her. And then on the other, in the center of the situation here, is I have the Temperance energy. So she had to maintain her calm throughout the whole situation. Just stay cool about it. Just stay cool. It's happening. Just write it out. Write it out and just do what's expected of you. Put out the music. Do what's expected, and everybody's going to love you, and you'll get your big paycheck. And she just had to stay calm throughout the whole situation. It's trying to stay grounded and peacemaking and trying to seek her center balance. So that's what she had to do. She always had to try and find her center balance here. And she also needed to find strength. And she was not strong. She was feeling rather weak. She had a lot of inner weakness where she could not fight the battles within herself. You have to tame yourself within, and willpower. She felt she did not have that. She was losing the battle. She was feeling weak as her career went on and on. She got weaker and weaker within the industry. So it took a toll on her, and it took a toll on the Lovers. The Lovers is also a duality. You know, it could have been with her sibling. It took a toll on them. They both became weak because she became weak. And then the Hermit in reverse. Hermit in reverse is the inability to go inward. You're asking for advice from people. Things feel out of control, feeling very lonely, having a lot of negative thoughts, not feeling positive. And the Four of Pentacles upright. So, you know, no, reverse. Four of Pentacles in reverse. So feeling kind of broke in the situation, not feeling totally stable, even though you're bringing all this money, feeling insecure, and not being able to overcome the situation, and feeling like it's a constant climb of Two of Wands and trying to take a new perspective with her mind and her thoughts, because she was not loving the situation. And then here, what do we have here? Page of Pentacles, upright. People expecting a lot from her energy. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. This is your path. This is what you're meant to do. You're not going to stop. You're making money. You're famous. Everything's going beautifully. You're going to keep going down this path. You're not going to be able to stop because of who you are. People love you. You can't just stop. This is your journey. So with the Page of Pentacles, it also means you're going to be hardworking and obedient. You're going to be a straight A kid. You're going to be studious and you're going to be dedicated. Everybody's going to keep an eye on you because you are part of the news now and you are good fortune. And so offers were constantly coming in left and right for her attention and for her energy. They wanted constant growth with her. And so it wore her down. It literally wore her down. And she did not feel like she was really worthy of it, which is really kind of sad. She did not feel worthy with her talent. So a lot of insecurity. Here we go. Let's get some more energy. A few more cards. And let's see. A Thief. So she probably felt like some people were just stealing too much of her time. It just was like a thievery of her energy. And then I also have here, tool and labor. It became a hard job for her because she got so weak in her energy and her health in general that it just became a hard job. She lost the joy of it. The joy was going out the door. And we also have here gifts. Her talent literally was a gift to the world. And we have here official person. She had a lot of official people she needed to answer to, people managing her, controlling her in a lot of ways. Under the deck here, I have here jurisdiction. So she was constantly feeling like she was being judged by the work she was putting out there, constant judgment. So that constant judgment really, and everything became a major concern. A major concern probably to the people around her. They were concerned about her. And I'm going to say it became like living in her own prison in essence. That super fame, you literally feel like you're a caged in prisoner of your own talent and fame and money and glory. There's a price to pay that doesn't come for free. So let's get some more cards, some energy. Let's get pump out a few energy cards here. What do I have here? Perseverance. She had to keep pushing forward, keep pushing. This was the energy that kept saying, just push through it, push through it, push through it, even though she was getting sick. Yes, she was getting sick. Let's get some dark energy, some dark energy. Karen Carpenter, Karen Carpenter, Karen Carpenter, Karen Carpenter. Here we go. Wow, is this me? She didn't recognize herself after a while. Who am I? What am I doing here? She really started to doubt, and I think she kind of worked in a very disassociated state is what Spirit's telling me right now, where you just do your job and you sort of check out. You just check out. This is kind of real disassociation. You just do what's expected, but I'm here, but I'm not here kind of thing. I'm singing, but is it really me? So, yeah. And then at the bottom of it here, blinded to pain. And she had to blind herself to her own pain. She had to shut it down in order to keep functioning and keep persevering through all the demands that were placed on her career and her life and her voice and what people around her expected and wanted from her. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, if you got me a spread you want me to do, well, drop it in the comment section. And if I feel like it's a good one, I will do it if I think people are going to be interested, for starters. But yeah. All right, you guys, have a great Saturday. Till next time, like and subscribe. Bye.